Honestly, this show will literally be awesome and amazing today. I am sick of those words. Let's talk about it.
He's opinionated.
He's a good feller, I think. Yeah, I like him.
He's unapologetic.
Well, of course, I think he's hot, but, you know.
He's not afraid.
I think this is the best he's had so far in his career.
He's always real.
Finn believes he's an African leopard and likes to go by his leopard name, which is Shroud. He has strong feline traits and likes to run and hunt.
He is Brett Mason.
Oh my God, I'm so happy right now. Did you hear the hot Australian chick that introduces the show now? Shelled out some bucks for that. You can get you a hot Australian chick to introduce your show, but it ain't cheap. Welcome into the Brett Mason Podcast. Thanks for listening to the show today. Whether you found us on Facebook at facebook.com/BrettMason69, or maybe you found us on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio using the search term Brett Mason Show, or even on YouTube. I'm glad you're here today. And a very special hello. The downloads continue the free app, which is just awesome. And what the app does is every time there's a new show posted, it just automatically updates on your app, and you can just open your phone or your iPad or whatever and listen to it. And it's absolutely free. It's available for Android and iOS. Just go to your app store for whichever phone you're using, or pad you're using, or whatever, and just search for Brett Mason Show. That's BRETT, Brett Mason Show. And we've made it really easy for you to connect in all the ways. If you can't memorize stuff, if you just go to the website brett-mason.com, there's a little dash in there, Brett, BRETT-mason.com/connect. You can find out all the ways to listen. You can subscribe to the podcast, you can download the apps, a number of other things you can do as well. I appreciate you being on the show today. We will be telling you before the show is over how you can win this awesome Samsung Galaxy Tab 3, which is awesome. So you listen up for that. Today's show, we're going to be talking about words that, I'm guilty too. Just let me say right up front, I'm completely guilty, okay? So I'm not discounting myself from this at all. And as a matter of fact, I'll have an example of it later. But words that are just diluted. It reminds me of the boy that cried wolf. You know the story of the boy that cried wolf, and he for attention, I guess, and he just kept telling the townspeople, because he was out, I guess, protecting the sheep. And then he would get scared or lonely. I don't remember the story exactly. But anyway, he would start crying, "Wolf, wolf!" And all the townspeople would come running with shotguns and pitchforks and torches. And there would be no wolf. And the boy kept doing it till one day the townspeople just didn't come anymore, because it just, they just slept right through it. Tuned it out. I think with language today that's happening. There's only so many words you can use to describe something that's just over the top, mind-blowing. How do I describe this? People got to hear it. There's few words that you can use to describe it, and those words are just getting used for everything now. People just use them for everything. I'm as guilty as any. Starting out with a comment, you can see here that I had on one of my posts. It actually turned into a conversation that wound up being deleted, so it's gone. But anyway, some lovely soul said, "Why are you always in that chair for your podcast? You need a proper studio if you want to be successful. You must be proper, you see." The funny thing is I do have a proper studio with the green screen and a nice desk and all that. But the problem with that is I have to go set up the tripod and the camera, and then I have to go install the teleprompter on there and get it set, and then I have to use the lapel mic because I'm so far away, well, there's just endless things involved in it. And so I like the studio, and I have used it for some videos, not for this podcast, but for other projects, and maybe I'll move into it. I don't know. Maybe I'll move into it, but if it's going to take me doing things in that studio every podcast to be successful, then the podcast is just not going to be successful. The podcast, by the way, is brought to you by the folks at ToyotaDothan.com rental cars. Courtney is just awesome over there. And by Home Depot, getting stuff done. All right. Let's just get right into this, shall we? Amazing is the first word. Here's the proper definition. And I understand that words, the definitions get altered and changed. There's a casual definition, an informal definition, and a formal one. But I just think there's only so far you can push that. There's only just so far you can push that. Amazing, causing great surprise or wonder. Astonishing. I'd like to point off right off the bat that the example that they use here, an amazing number of people registered, I don't think is even really the best example of the proper definition of that term. Unless it was like 50 million. If 50 million people showed up somewhere to register for something, that would be amazing. But if you were doing something and you had 100 people register for it, I don't think that'd be amazing. 100 people register for things all the time. And then it gives the informal definition, startlingly impressive. So if you have the search feature on Facebook, if you go up to that search bar up there that's provided with Facebook, you can actually just type in a word and then it'll pull up a bunch of posts, it'll pull up stories for that one word. So I just did a search for amazing real quick just to see what kind of stuff's being posted. And the first example I'm going to use is actually me. This is a post from my Facebook page a couple months ago. I just hired my first employee ever. Way too many exclamation points. Things are either going to get amazing from here on out, and it's starting something big, or I'm about to go bankrupt. No guts, no glory. An addendum to this, an aside, if you will, I've subsequently fired that employee, but that's another story for another time. Hiring an employee is not amazing, but now I will defend myself on this one point. I'm a guy who worked in radio, which is the bottom of the barrel for pay. I have the lowest checking account of anybody, and I'm the least likely person to succeed ever. So given all those criteria, the fact that I hired an employee, it really is amazing. I think if you asked somebody 5 years ago, hell, if you asked somebody a year ago, you think he'd be hiring an employee? I think the resounding answer would be no. So I'm going to slightly defend it. This second post is a post about the guy who won the American Idol. And the headline for the post is, "The amazing moment this man found out he had won American Idol." It was a joyous moment. It was an exuberant moment. It was an emotional moment. But what's American Idol's in like season 800 now. Is it really amazing when somebody wins that show? Happens every year. Moving on to the word awesome. God, it's just awesome. Again, I'm the worst. I really am the worst. I throw awesome around a lot. I really do. I'm like, man, that's just awesome. That's just awesome. I'm going to switch it up a little bit now and show what I think is the proper use of the word awesome. Up till now, I've just shown uses that I didn't think qualified. A Swedish man scared the living daylights out of a bear about to attack him in the most badass way. The picture shows a road through the woods. So you have trees on either side, and it's snow. The whole road is nothing but snow. So it's like if you can picture a road going away from you, straight road, covered with snow. You see this bear kind of on its hind haunches, on its hind legs, in a face-off with a guy in the middle of the road. Now, if there was a wild bear anywhere that close to a human being, and the man managed to scare the living daylights out of the bear about to attack him, that's awesome. Look, that's awesome. You don't see that. When's the last time you saw a wild bear come out of the woods and attack a guy, and a guy scare the living daylights out of him? I'd submit to you that not many bears are scared by your average guy. I debated showing the video, but in the interest of time, we're moving on. Unbelievable is another word. Man, that's unbelievable. The definition is not to be believed. Unlikely to be true. So if you see something or you're told something and you're like, that's very unlikely to be true. I don't believe that. That's something that's unbelievable. Facebook post shows a little baby, little kid, old enough to crawl around, I guess, playing with the pet dog, the family pet. It's a husky. Cute little furry dog. The headline is, the relationship between this 7-month-old and a Siberian husky is unbelievable. Really? This may be the most egregious use of the word unbelievable I've ever seen. Since recorded time, child and dog, man's best friend have had relationships. This is probably the most least remarkable thing I've ever seen. That the dog and the kid get along? Now, if it was a wild rabid dog, if the headline was the relationship between this 7-month-old and a wild rabid Siberian husky is unbelievable, I would agree that I would not believe that. I don't think 7-month-olds build bonding relationships with wild rabid huskies. My point is, we all do it. I used myself as an example twice. My point is, we need to stop doing it. What words would you... What words are we going to have to start using to describe something that's actually unbelievable? I should say this, that's literally unbelievable, because literally will be on the list. There it is. As if I had planned the show. As if I had planned the show out, which I promise you I didn't. In a literal manner or sense, exactly. So the example I use is pretty good in this sense. The driver took it literally when asked to go straight across the traffic circle. I picture a car driving across the traffic circle where he wasn't supposed to drive, and it being very dangerous when that's not literally what the person that told him to drive across meant. I completely understand that. So there's a picture of Tyra Banks. She posted a selfie on her Facebook or Instagram or something. And she's not wearing any makeup. And it's not the most complimentary picture I've ever seen of Tyra Banks. But their line is, Tyra Banks literally woke up like this. She literally, as opposed to what? I don't understand. As opposed to what? She literally woke up like this. Like, if she had, if you said Tyra Banks, she literally woke up with bees in her hair. Now, and provided that she actually had bees in her hair, that'd be correct. Or she literally woke up with one eyeball hanging out of the socket. Literally. But she just woke up and didn't have makeup on? I don't think you have to use the word literally there. I know. If there's anybody still tuned in for this podcast right now, you're a sick puppy. You're a sick puppy, and I recommend that you get treatment immediately, because you and I both, we just have problems. Maybe we could do a co-counseling thing and split the cost. Group session. Message me if you guys would like to do a group session. Honestly, the last one. Honestly, in a true, fair, or honorable way is the definition. I hate this. In one sense, I hate this word used a particular way. And it's the last one, by the way. You can breathe a sigh of relief. I hate this word used in one particular way. One, because it doesn't need to be used. But on the other hand, I like it because you can instantly spot a liar. I hate it when you ask somebody a question and they begin their reply with honestly. Hey, did you go see Aunt Susie earlier today? Honestly, Yeah, I had to stop by the store first, and then I went by and saw her. Look, whoever answered that question did not go see Aunt Susie today. They didn't see Aunt Susie. They don't know nothing about Aunt Susie. Aunt Susie wasn't on the menu for today. Bob, were you at the apartment complex the night of the robbery? Honestly, I hadn't been here in a couple of weeks. You were there. You were robbing somebody. Or you know who was there robbing somebody. When people ask you a question, of course they want the honest answer. You don't have to be inquisitive and inquire if they want the honest version or that. When you ask honestly, you are telling somebody there's two versions to this story. I can present you with either one of them, knowing that you're only going to present one. You're only going to give the lie. You're not going to give the truth. But just by saying honestly, you've instantly indicated that there's more than one version of the story. Some that are true, some that are not true. And that's just all there is to it. Hey, I got to say thanks to Toyota of Dothan for sponsoring the show today, and Home Depot where you can get it done. I'll be back and tell you how you can win this Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. I, lowly me, am giving it away. It's very easy to get in to win it. I'll tell you how to do that in just moments.
Download the free Android or iOS app. Search for The Brett Mason Show.
All right, beautiful people, you would like to win this gorgeous, lovely Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy Tab 3. Be giving it away. If you listen to some of the early episodes, we made the rules more complicated. I have since revised them. The official rules on my website state that I can revise the rules anytime I want. I'm the one giving it away. I'm the one buying it. Now, obviously, I don't think I'd ever change the rules to disavow somebody who had already done this. It's not for that. The rules are to make it easier. So you should be cheering right now. I should be getting a golf clap. So all you got to do is, I have posted, actually there's probably going to be more pictures posted as time goes on, but they're all going to be in the same folder. So all you got to do is go to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/BrettMason69. And you'll see posts on there. They'll probably be updated every day. I got one pinned to the top, so it'll be the first thing you see. The Samsung Galaxy Tab. And you just like it. Now, that'll get you a point. Here's how this works. That'll get you a point, and it will put your name in the running, because I'm going to take the names of everybody that likes that post, and I'm going to put it in a spreadsheet, and that's going to be the people that are eligible to enter. Okay? So, if you could like every other post on my page, you could like every post I've done since Kingdom Come, but if you haven't liked that one post, the post that is the Samsung Galaxy Tab, got it pinned to the top of the page, I won't have your name. So you need to do that. Beyond that, here's other ways you can get points. You can share that post. You can comment on that post. Every action you do gets you another point. Every post that I've done since June 18th is eligible. Anything before June 18th is not eligible. So any post, whether it's the inspirational pictures or quotes or something stupid, whatever's up there, if you like it, you get a point. You comment on it, you get another point. And if you share it, you get another point. And that's how it works. And at the end of the contest, I'll add up all the points. The person with the most number of points wins. Look, here's why this contest is great. First of all, it's not getting that much traction. I'm just going to be honest with you. Part of that is because Facebook has just screwed me. That's why, honestly, I love you, but that's not why I'm doing the contest. I'm trying to get my Facebook posts to show up in people's news feeds. So there's how you win the Galaxy Tab. The other way that you can help me is just by sharing. If you enjoy the podcast, share it. If you hated this one, don't share it. If you enjoyed one of the other ones I did, share it. Peace out. See ya.
You can subscribe to the podcast, download the free smartphone app, and find more ways to connect to the show at brett-mason.com/connect.